hello out there in Facebook Live land. We are here with Rob Benedict, the star of Kings of Con. He's not only the star, he is one of the creators. He's directed, he writes. It's amazing. Send your questions in and we'll answer as much as we can. And good news, the trailer just dropped on the Comic-Con HQ YouTube page.
That's right.
So you can have two windows open as you run to check that out.
Absolutely. And it's not going anywhere, so you can still always go back.
Yeah, just so I guess to kick us off, what was sort of the impetus behind Kings of Con?
Right, so Kings of Con is a show, a scripted comedy show that my partner Richard Spade Jr. and I created. And it's all based on inspired by our real life experiences at the Supernatural conventions. We were both on the show Supernatural, and we've been doing conventions together since like 2009 and traveled the world. So we've accumulated quite a few stories that we've sort of taken and fictionalized for comedy purposes, and that is Kings of Con. The main bent of the show is that the craziest people at these conventions are the actors themselves. And so it follows us around, and really it's based on our real life friendship and the quirky people that we are.
Yeah, we have lots of questions coming in.
Great.
But let's see. I guess first question from Dolly. She wants to know: will there be Kings of Con merch?
Yes, there will be Kings of Con merch. I know that that's being planned right now, and we've got a design team all over it. So there will be Kings of Con merch, and you'll be able to find out details about that on our Kings of Con page. But I think that we'll have a Kings of Con page, and then we're also going to be having merch sold at the Supernatural conventions. Creation Entertainment, who runs those conventions, has agreed to partner with us, so we'll have that merch available. The show is going to be on Comic-Con HQ. Yes.
And so Lauren has a question. She says, do you know when the show's going to air in the UK?
Right. So it's airing its premieres November 15th on Tuesday. And side note, every Tuesday they're going to premiere a new episode. So there are 10 episodes, starting with a double episode on November 15th. And so it's going to be available on iTunes and Amazon, Roku, and so yes, the answer is yes, it will be available internationally. So just stay tuned for specific instructions on how that's going to work for you internationally, but it will be available. Mm-hmm.
And the show would not be possible without its amazing sort of crowdfunding campaign.
Yeah.
Can you sort of talk about putting that together?
Yeah, so Rich and I had this idea, and we were like, man, let's do this. And, we wanted to do something that wasn't just going to be sit in our garage, just be something that made us laugh, but then no one ever saw it. We wanted it to be, viewed by people. And so we thought one of the ways we could do that was to do this crowdfunding campaign just to make people aware of it. We're not big fans of crowdfunding. We weren't necessarily comfortable doing that at first, but the overwhelming response we got from the people who know us was incredible. And so because of that response to our crowdfunding campaign on Indiegogo, it attracted the attention of Lionsgate and Comic-Con, who were forming this new channel, Comic-Con HQ. And so that's sort of how that happened. That's how they found out about us. So it was great. I mean, sort of our show is, funded by, lifted up by the fans. And because it is about the fan world, it all kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, and you had some crazy rewards. I'm kind of sad that you guys didn't get to officiate a wedding.
I know, me too. I really want to officiate a wedding, and I wanted my band to play a wedding. But maybe someday we'll just do it. Mm-hmm. We'll just show up at your wedding and officiate. But yeah, we did. We gave away pairs of my socks and Rich's underwear. It's crazy how many of those sold.
Mm-hmm. Jessica wants to know, what was it like working with the wonderful Richard?
Gosh, the wonderful Richard. He's amazing. He can't be here today because he is in Los Angeles working on post to finish up the show. We're finishing up with the sound design right now, and so he's overseeing that. But he's great. I mean, Rich and I are best friends. We met on the circuit, and we quickly found that we had a common sense of humor, and we had we riffed well together, and we became fast friends. And so doing this with him was it really was a dream, to create this with him and see it come to fruition.
Des wants to know, will there be a musical episode?
Yeah, there will be a musical episode. I was asked that earlier, and it's so funny because we do have an idea for a musical episode. It's funny that that someone else had that idea too. But hopefully we'll have a season 2. So if there's a season 2, then I think there'd be a good chance you'd see a musical episode.
Let's see. Caitlin wants to know a little bit more about Comic-Con HQ. Is it a service you have to pay for?
Right, so Comic-Con HQ, it's comic-conhq.com. And it's a premium digital service. So you go there, I think you can, right now they're offering something you have like 90 days for free or something. And and then after that, it's subscription based, and you get access to every Lionsgate movie and to a lot of cult TV shows. And what's also cool is that you can access old Comic-Con panels. So you could, for instance, watch an old Supernatural panel or whatever your favorite TV show may be. So that's kind of cool. And then they have original programming. Mark Hamill has a reality show, which I'm excited about, and Kings of Con.
Mm-hmm. And I got a chance to watch the trailer, and you have some pretty exciting guest stars coming in this season. Could you maybe tease a little?
Right, so I haven't been able to tease that until now. Now that the trailer's out, I can tell you that Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles, who are the stars of television Supernatural, are in the show, as well as Misha Collins makes an appearance in the show. Ron Livingston, who's amazing, from Office Space and Band of Brothers and many other things, is also makes a great guest star appearance. Other people from Supernatural that we love, Kim Rhodes, Kurt Fuller, Gil McKinney, Matt Cohen, are all have good parts in the show. And then a good friend of mine, Josh Myers, is hilarious in the show, and you see him in the trailer too. I'm trying to think of other people you see in the trailer. I think Ike Barinholtz is in it, from Suicide Squad and Neighbors. He's a great comedian and actor. And Rick Gomez, too. Rick Gomez is an old friend of Rich's who was in Band of Brothers with Rich.
Right, I was going to say it's a Band of Brothers reunion in the trailer. Let's see. Okay, so Casey wants to know, will you be doing any episodes at EuroCons, or is it just domestic?
Right, so the episodes, so it's not a reality show, right? It's scripted, so it's not really, so everything we shot, with the exception of what we call B-roll footage that we shot at one convention here in the States, Creation was very generous and let us shoot some footage at an actual an event just to get. It's called B-roll because you can cut to that between scenes. You can get a feel for what a convention, what it feels like. But the actual scenes from the show were all on sets that we made. We actually rented out a hotel for a month in Simi Valley, California, and it was awesome. So we replicated the conventions at this hotel, so no footage is actually going to be shot at any upcoming conventions, but actual things that might happen backstage will eventually find its way into the show. And every one of our episodes has a nugget of truth in it. So it's a fun game you might play as you're watching the show. You can say, "No, did that really happen?"
Mm-hmm. Nathali wants to know what your favorite part of filming Kings of Con was.
Well, Nathali, my favorite part of filming the show was just seeing this idea that started on bar napkins with me and Rich just jotting things down or making each other laugh. Seeing that come to fruition, seeing that this nugget of an idea that we had, to see it branch and become something real was super fun. So every day we're kind of pinching ourselves, and Rich kept pinching me. He just kept pinching me, and I said, "Stop it, Rich. I'm trying to work." But no, we just kept pinching ourselves because we were just so excited that it was actually happening. So I'd say that was the best part.
Audrey wants to know, how long is each episode?
Audrey, each episode is around 15 minutes long. Yeah, it's about 15 to 20 minutes long.
You have lots of questions about merch. Again, guys,
Merch.
it's coming.
It's coming. Merch is coming. You'll be able to get it either at a Supernatural convention or on the Kings of Con website. So stand by. We'll have coffee cups and we'll have shirts and beanies.
Dolly wants to know, will you be bringing back the free pizza shirt from Felicity?
That's a great reference. You know what's so funny about so for those of you who don't know, I was on Felicity, and my character ran for president of the university one year, and my whole thing was free pizza Fridays. That was my campaign. I offered people free pizza every Friday if they elected me, and so I still have in my office. I have this poster board that they made. It's a prop from the show with a dorky picture of me going, and it's like free pizza Fridays. And ironically, my character's name on Felicity was Richard. So there you go, full circle.
Cassandra wants to know, do you have a favorite episode you can't wait for us to see?
I can't wait. There are a couple in particular that I'm so excited about, but I can't tell you anything about them. The one I can tell you about that we've agreed it's okay for me to say is that there's one episode that's based on a real life story that happened where we were at a New Jersey Con, actually, which we're here this weekend for. And we went to our hotel. We were on the 9th floor. I was in like 920. Richard's in room 911. And I called his room because my phone ran out of battery. So I called his room, and a voice on the other end says, 911, what's your emergency? I was like, haha, Rich. Let's grab a beer. And he was like, what's your emergency? And I was like, okay, Rich, I get it. It's funny bit. But let's talk information. And he's giving me, what's your emergency? I realized I'd called 911 because I didn't dial 7 first to get out. So I'm sitting here talking to a 911 operator. I end up hanging up on him because I freaked out. And I go to Rich's room. I'm like, Rich, I messed up. I dialed 911. And Rich thought that was so funny. And then before we know it, there's this big knock on the door, and it's the cops are at our door. So I've been in New Jersey for 20 minutes, and already the cops are at my door. So that really happened, and that begins one of the episodes.
Oh, wow. Yeah, someone is saying that story will never not be funny. Love it.
Good.
Lauren wants to know, what was it like to be directed by Rich?
It was great. I laugh only because there's so many joke setups in that. Because, Rich and my whole thing is that we, he's the character he plays is the curmudgeon, and I'm the sort of awkward, nerdy guy. And the fact of the matter is we're really good friends. And I was really just, it was fun taking the back seat and just watching him do his thing. Many of these episodes started as scripts that I wrote, and it was fun to see him sort of take the lead and direct it. He's truly gifted director, and that's not something that I do. So it was fun. It was super fun. I loved getting direction. But if we could just not show him that part of the video, that would make my life easier.
Well, we can't make any promises. Julia wants to know, what's the language situation in this? Is it censored or uncensored?
Right. It's uncensored, but there's a warning at the top. There's a warning in very Rich and Rob language to tell you that there's a little bit of potty language. But I can tell you that it's not bad. There's a little bit of cursing, but it's nothing bad. There's no horrible situations. It's all just kind of, it's comedy. It's comedy. But yeah, it'd be something on, I'd say, something on cable as opposed to network TV. But nothing too horrifying, I hope.
Stacy Joe wants to know, did you write any original songs for the show?
Yeah, we did. We wrote a theme song. The theme song of the show we wrote. It's called Your Name Here, and my band Loud and Swain plays it. Mm-hmm. And then there's some other Loud and Swain songs that make appearances in the show as well.
Yes, there's lots of people talking about the band. Uh-huh. Will we get to see them in any capacity for people tuning in?
Yes, you might. You might just get to see a couple faces from the band, make cameos, and definitely you'll recognize some of our music.
Denise wants to know, what do viewers and fans need to do to ensure a season 2?
Viewers and fans, first thing you can do is tell all your friends to go to Comic-Con HQ on the 15th of November and log into our show and watch it and keep watching it. Because if they see that you're watching the first season, then they're gonna go, hey, maybe we should do season 2. Yeah, no, just tell everybody to go watch this and let's try to make season 1 a huge success, and then and then we won't be able to resist doing season 2. Everyone's so happy. I mean, Comic-Con and Lionsgate have been so great. They've been so supportive, and they really love the show, and it's been great. I can't express how much I can't wait, for you to see it. So yeah, just tell everybody you know to go watch it.
Mm-hmm. Amira wants to know, is there even any difference personality-wise between real Rob and Kings of Con Rob?
Yeah, Myra, there is. There's a difference. I mean, like I said, Rich and I play caricaturized versions of ourselves on the show, much like we do on stage when we're at a convention. We kind of take a part of ourselves that is kind of real, and then we turn it up to 11. What I have in common with the guy on the show is that I do have a little neuroses. I do tend to get myself into awkward situations, but it's not on that level. But that's what was really fun about it, is to sort of take these characters and just blow them up big for comedy's sake.
Amy wants to know, is there going to be like an after show situation?
Oh, that's a great question, Amy. Yes, there is. There is going to be an after show, so stay tuned. We'll give you all the details on that. But yeah, we are in full production putting together an after show that will be quite fun. So yeah, lots of good stuff happening.
Anita wants to know, is there an actor you wanted to have on Kings of Con this time but couldn't make it happen?
There is. There are a lot. So there are a lot of people that we will end up using in season 2 that couldn't do it because actors have crazy schedules. But one of note is our friend Tim Amundsen, who's on Supernatural and Psych and Gallivant. Tim, we wrote a part for Tim, and he got a gig at the last minute and was out of. He was in another state. He was in like Atlanta or something. So yeah, he couldn't do it. But we found another actor to play his role, and it wound up everything being great. But we'll definitely find a part for Tim in season 2.
Cassandra wants to know, will you or Rich be live tweeting the episodes?
Yes, Rich and I will be live tweeting the episodes. At least one of us. Rich is going to be in Vancouver this month directing an episode of Supernatural, which is cool. So for the first few episodes, it might just be me. But yes, we'll be all over it. We'll be live tweeting it. We'll be after showing it. You'll be so sick of us.
Well, judging by the amount of comments and questions, I don't think that's possible.
That's cool.
Leia wants to know, was it difficult to transition to life from Supernatural, I guess, or after, or?
I don't know if I totally understand the question, but I'll take a stab at it. Well, what's weird about these conventions for us is that, and this is what partially the show tackles too, is this idea that in this convention world, it's not the same as our real life. Rich and I are not the kind of actors that go to the grocery store and get mobbed by people. We occasionally get recognized, but it's not something we have to deal with in our day-to-day life. I'll even go so far as to say there are people that are like, "Who the hell are you, and why should I know you?" And yet, in this little microcosm, this world, for one weekend in this Marriott or whatever, we're very well known. So that's odd to sort of balance between that and then coming back to your life where people are like, who are you? I could care less. So there's that. I think that that's I hope that answers a question.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Rob. It's been great chatting.
Thanks.
Kings of Con premieres November 15th on Comic-Con HQ. Watch it and watch the trailer in the meantime on the YouTube page.
Yeah, do that.